Now we built our project house super tight because we don't want any drafts. We're paying money to heat or cool outside air. We only want to heat and cool the inside air. But the problem becomes when you build a house really tight, you could end up with really stale air, and we don't want that either because that could lead to a lot of problems. To solve that problem, we worked with Honeywell, and we've got Dan Joyce here to help us out. Hey, Dan.
Hi, Michael. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Now, you've got an air exchanger here to help me with that problem. Explain to me how it works.
Yeah, you're right. We build homes tighter than ever, which is great for energy efficiency, but not so great for indoor air quality. If you think about it, the part of your house that touches you all the time that you're in your house is your air.
Yeah,
so I want to make sure it's the best it can be.
Okay.
Now, in an older draft to your house, we get a fresh air exchange naturally every couple of hours. In tighter homes, it happens once every 10 hours. That's not good, so we're living in a stale mass of air.
Okay.
The fresh air ventilator is kind of the lungs of the house that helps the house breathe, if you will.
Okay, and how does it work?
Well, if we just opened up a window, we would basically lose all the energy value out of the window. This way, we get to open up a window by bringing in fresh air, but grab that energy value that we paid to heat or cool and recondition the air coming in from the outside.
Okay, so up here, we have a piece of ductwork that's coming from outside. So we've got fresh air coming in here. Now, if it was the summertime, that fresh air would be really, really hot.
Exactly. In places like the South, that summertime air would be warm and muggy. So if we just sent that into the house, that would tax our air conditioning system to overcome that warm, muggy air. Okay. So what we do is we take the cooled air conditioned air from inside the house and we cool down and demoisturize the warm, muggy air coming in from outside.
Okay, so over here we've got our stale air from inside. But that stale air has already run through our air conditioner this summer. So we got stale air coming in, we've got fresh air coming in, and then they cross paths with each other here?
Exactly. So you have stale, cool air crossing the path of fresh, warm air and cooling down that fresh, warm air. So now the output going back into my house is cool down, fresh air.
So it's not going to be a real pull on our air conditioner. We're not going to have high utility bills even though we're bringing fresh air in right now.
Exactly. If you were to open a window, you'd probably lose 100% of your air conditioned air out the window.
Okay.
With a mechanical ventilator, you lose about 20%. So in essence, you retain 80%.
Big, big savings. And then it works in reverse in the wintertime. We pull in cold air, but we pump that stale warm air past it and exchange the heat.
Exactly, works in reverse. The EPA says the indoor air can be up to 100 times more polluted than the outdoor air.
Ooh.
So we have brought in fresh, less polluted air from outside, but we still got to deal with the air that's inside our house.
Yeah.
So the two airs kind of mix in here, what we call the return side of the system. So I have my fresh air from outside and my existing air from inside, and then they're going to go back through the system to be reconditioned. And part of that reconditioning is making sure that we're properly filtering that air before it goes back into the home.
And I see you've got a filter already mounted in the unit, but that one's hard to get to. Why don't we go take a look at the other one you brought up?
Sounds great.
Okay. Well, Dan, here's the standard filter that we find in most homes. What is it really good for?
Yeah, we find this in about 90% of the houses out there. It's a disposable, standard throwaway filter. It's really good for protecting the equipment, the furnace of the house, but not the people inside the house.
Okay, well, we want clean air to breathe, so we're going to this system in the project house. Tell me a little bit about how it works.
Yeah, that grabs the big things. In essence, we now need to focus on the little things that can harm people. Okay. And that's what an electronic air cleaner does. And basically what it's doing is it's giving the particles a charge, either a positive or negative charge, in the charging collection part of it, and then it's collecting them on the collector blades, in essence acting like a big magnet.
Okay, so on this side you actually magnetize the particles of dirt and impurities and things we don't want, and then this is magnetic and it collects them up.
Exactly. And so the air that passes through it, it captures the pollen, dust, dander to let the clean air then go back into the home.
So you can get really small particles with a system like this out of the air since you're magnetizing them and then just pulling them into a magnet.
Yeah, you can only see about 1% of the particles in the air, and on a sunny day with the sun beaming through a window you can see particles dancing. It's really the other 99% that we have to worry about for ourselves, and that's where an electronic air cleaner really comes into play.
So that'll stop it. And then in front of it, I guess a pre-filter for big particles?
Yeah, this takes out the big things and then this takes out the little things.
Good. Now tell me about this behind you. What are these tubes here?
Well, this is a UV air treatment system. It's fairly new technology, and basically, if you think about it, there are two types of particles in the air. There are live things and dead things. So live things would be germs, molds, and bacteria. Okay,
well, we don't want those either, so what does this do to them?
This, in essence, zaps them like a big bug zapper, if you will.
Okay.
And so an example would be when one person gets sick in a house, that is now airborne and going through your system. So as it passes through the system, we want to kill those germs before it gets the other people sick in the house, if you will.
And this has UVs, and all the air will pass by these tubes, and these tubes will actually cut it out.
Exactly. In essence, acting like a big bug zapper, zapping the live things in the air and then trapping the dead things in the air with an electronic air cleaner.
Zap and trap.